The sanctuary of Maria Santissima del Monte. In the 15th century, a small church was erected at the top of a hill called Monte, on the western outskirts of the town of Racalmuto. A source of water flowed near the church. Tradition attributes the dedication of the church to Santa Lucia, but there is no valid documentation. In 1543, the church bore the name of Santa Maria di Monte. The current church was built with the title of Maria Santissima del Monte between 1736 and 1747 by the priest Pietro Signorino. Therefore, the old church was demolished, except for the bell tower, which remained at its place until the early 19th century, when a new one was built, more suitable for the structure and proportion of the church. On the 12th June 1938 was celebrated the coronation of the Madonna del Monte as Queen of Racalmuto's town. The Bishop of Agrigento, Monsignor Giovanni Peruzzo, placed the golden crowns obtained by the fusion of ex voto on the head of the Child and the Virgin Mary. On the 24th May 1940, the church was awarded with the title of Grand Shrine. In 1988, 50 years later, the Madonna was crowned again. You can enter the sanctuary in two ways. The main portal, which opens into a small circular churchyard, the Ferriato di Monte, from which a large and long staircase of the late 18th century, the Scalinata di Monte, delimited on each side by thick and high walls, connects the church to Luciano della Badia, today Via Vittorio Emanuele. The second access leads from Largo Monte. The building in Baroque style has the main facade divided into three trabeated sections, with, on the external sides, pilasters that support the crowning tympanum with a lowered arch, perforated at the center by a stone rose window. At the top of the prospect there is a marble reproduction of the Madonna del Monte weighing 7 quintals, placed there in 1958. The high bell tower was built in blocks of square stone and inspired by Moorish models, tower shape with square plan. Entering from the main entrance, the attention is at once struck by the 6 meters high monumental wooden altar, inaugurated in 1777 and erected by Antonio Brutto. It has got a staircase that converges from the canteen of sacrifice towards the throne of the Virgin, which can be reached by climbing 12 steps, the rise of which is garnished with glass tiles of different shapes and colors. It contains the Guginian statue of the Virgin with the child Jesus in her arms, which arrived in Racalmuto in 1503. The Virgin is surrounded by 9 angels. The side walls of the apse are occupied by 2 large canvas of an unknown author of the 17th century, depicting the story of the arrival of the statue of the Madonna at Racalmuto. A wonderful fresco reproducing the Assumption, painted by Vincenzo Manzelli in 1891, dominates the large nave. Currently, the church has got altars dedicated to San Giuseppe, Santa Lucia, the Immaculate Conception, and the Madonna del Rosario on the right side, while on the left side we can admire altars dedicated to San Francesco di Paola, the Crucifix and the Addolorata, the Resurrection and the Urn of the Dead Christ. On the same side there are 2 oil paintings on canvas. The first one represents the Virgin who appears to San Biagio, attributed to the Racalmutese painter Pietro d'Asoro, dated beyond 1623. Following the wall, you can see a funeral monument in marble, where the ashes of Father Elia Lauricella are kept. After the side entrance, there is an alabaster bas-relief of the 16th century, which depicts in the central part the resurrection of Jesus, while the panels represent scenes from Jesus' Passion. The work is enriched with frames, pilasters, and decorations.